What's up, community? Guess what? I'm working on my build your own Bardwell. Not actually working on the drone itself because my solder skills are not good at all and I need to practice more before I solder on a real drone. I'm going to be practicing today how to solder the motor wires onto the ESC. I have these Rotor Riot practice boards, and it looks like all the outer ones look pretty equivalent to the ESC on the drone. So I'll be practicing on these outer ones. When I feel comfortable, then I'll move to the drone. But the thing is I haven't soldered a drone before, so I don't know how much extra mistake or how too long it is before you start burning everything out. So that's what I'm afraid of. So I'm gonna put in some good practice beforehand. Okay, here we go. Let's just get started. I'm just gonna be, whoa, look at that. I'm gonna be tinning to start out with, and then adding wire, kind of simulating what it would be like to solder the ESC. Oh, we're burning something already. Okay, here we go. First, oh, I have a quick question. So I have these for my 8-inch. I'm also making the 8-inch. And I want to use these for the motor wires and arms. Or put these on the arms and use it for the motor wires and ESC. What are these called? Because I want to order some more. I don't even know what they're called, and I don't even remember how I got them. But I know what they are, but I don't know what they're called. So if anyone could let me know, thanks. Okay, now, step one. Give it some of that rosin. Where are we at? 350? Was that what we were doing? I thought we were doing more. 330, 350, 330, 350. I think 350 is the max. Okay, let's go 350. Great. So, one thing I'm afraid to do is, what I've heard is the proper way to solder is to heat the pad and then melt the solder onto the pad. So the heat from the pad is not melting the solder. But that makes me afraid that putting that much heat in the pad is going to burn out the circuit. That's kind of the dilemma that is in my mind right now. If anyone knows what's up, let me know. If my logic is right or what's up. But I see most people soldering kind of like this and kind of sticking it in there like that. Now, I don't know if that solder is going to make a good connection or not, but it's not that clean. Do you guys go back and clean up afterwards to make it look pretty and get more connection? Well, I guess that didn't add too much heat and too much time to it. All right, let's try another one. Oh yeah, I think I saw somebody put some on the iron already and then on like that. And then add the solder. Oh, I gotta turn this on. There we go. Is that too long? I mean, I didn't have it on there very long at all. That was actually pretty quick. Look at that. That's not too long to melt to destroy the circuit, is it? Okay. Let's try some more. Whoa, that just spilled out of there. We can just, ooh, wow, look at that, it's all over. Okay. How's that look? That was pretty good, huh? I think that worked. I think that would have worked. I don't know for sure though. Doesn't look burned on the other side or anything. So this process is just tinning the pads, preparing them for the wire. And to prepare the wire for the pads, I also tin the wire. So this is just tinning the pad step.
Some sugar.
I don't know, it looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna practice some more though, because you only get one shot. That's all I know of that song. And something about Mom's Spaghetti. I don't know. Would that be a cold solder? I don't know if that looked too good right there. Alright, that's fun. Let's do some more. You know, this is like the, it kind of feels like one of those satisfying, like, AMSR videos or whatever, where they do, like, I don't know, something weird, and for some reason you're just watching, and then after like 10 minutes, you're like, why did I just watch that for 10 minutes? That's probably what's going to happen with this video. Is that a little sloppy? No, look. Oh, that's still a clean break in between the two. That's good. I don't know, that might have been on there a little too long. Did I do this yet? I don't remember if I did that line yet. Let's just do it again. You guys solder fast like that, or more carefully? Are some people sloppy and some people like super careful? I don't know. These look nice, huh? I'm try some of the smaller ones too. Why not? I got everything already set up. We're gonna do both of these. Now I'm using this kind of medium, flat, kind of like screw head driver end or tip. What would you guys recommend for this? I mean, I guess it looks pretty good for this, right? It's about the same size. Maybe a little too big for this, I don't know. But let's just give it a try, because I haven't done those yet. See, now these might be difficult for me with the spacing. Let's see if I can do this without getting them connected, without overflowing. Well, I did some overflow there, but it doesn't look like it bound to the black part, just to the gold part. Let's try again. Maybe this is a better method for that. Just kind of smash it straight down and don't add. Yeah, you know what? That's probably a better, is to just get it on the soldering iron and just smash it down like that, huh? And that way it's not, you're not putting too much in there. Would that work? Would that be okay? I don't know. And I started on the narrow side too. I guess I should have looked at it. Yeah, I think that would work, huh? That's not too bad. That was probably not a safe practice, crossing my fingers like that. I'll remember that. Ryder! Ooh. I think I destroyed that. No? Did I? Oh no, it's okay. I thought I ripped the pad right off. No, it's okay. That looked strange at first glance. It looked like I burned the pad right off. Let's get a new piece. This one's almost gone. I'm guessing you guys would use a smaller tip for these, huh? Probably. But I'm just going to use this because it's already on. And I'm not even going to do anything that small for real anyway. Alright, these ones are real close. Let's see what happens. I don't even know what's going to happen. Oh, look at that. Spilled all over. Used way too much. Well, I guess I won't be using this tip for pads this size in real life. But, you know what? Sometimes I like to do things wrong to see what happens when you do it wrong. Because, you know, you can tell me what'll happen and I'll believe you, but, you know, sometimes it's cool just to see it by yourself. Well, that one overflowed. But it doesn't look like it crossed over. It looks kind of like, you know, like a hydrophobic surface would repel water and the water droplets would stay on the gold part. And that's what it looked like happened there, because the solder binds to metal, right? And not other stuff. I don't know. Tell me. Let me know. Okay, the hard part. And this one, you really got to control the amount of solder. Look at that, I spilled it over. I don't know if I'll be able to undo that. And that's why I'm practicing on a practice board before my drone. I may just practice indefinitely because I don't want to break the drone. So I'll never do the drone. I'll just practice soldering it forever. Oh, that was way too much. Huh, looks like you could, if you have an overflow, you can separate it, huh? By playing with it a little bit. I don't know, is that a bad idea? Is that adding too much heat? See, it's a lot easier when they're further away. You know, miniaturization is nice, but honestly, if it makes it easier to solder, just make it a little bigger for the user, you know? But I guess people who, you know, are like real solder guys can do it. Alright, well, I don't know. That end part doesn't look that great. Okay, I'm afraid it's gonna be too hot, so I don't want to touch it. But there it is. I think that's not too bad. I don't believe I had the soldering iron on the board too long to burn out the real board when I do solder it. So we'll see. But now let's do some wires. Okay, so we're cutting a wire length approximately the same size of the pad. Now I know that these are not the same size as the motor wires, but I don't have a ton of motor wire sitting around, and I do have a ton of this wire. So I'm just gonna practice with this wire. I think that'll be fine. I'm not sure. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, that looks about right, huh? Let's get some flux on there. Let's clean this off. Then I'm going to put some solder on the iron. and then let it soak into that wire. I want to heat that wire and let it soak in there. Wonder if it's easier to do it like. I don't know, that doesn't look too good. Let's try more solder. Well, actually, let's clean the iron. Apply more flux. Add more solder this time. And see how that works. Okay, that's a lot of solder, I think, maybe. Let's see what happens. I don't know. It doesn't look great. But let's give it a shot. See what happens. Alright, again, we're going to just add more flux because you can never have enough flux. We're going to add more solder. Well, I think what we can do is that. What do you think? Would that make a connection? Well, it would go like this. I don't know. That looks a little sketchy. Let's add a little more solder. See, now I'm at the point where I don't know if I'll be burning out my board because I got that wire on there pretty awkwardly. But let's just try some more solder. See what happens. Okay, well, I'm guessing that's a good electrical connection. Let's see. I'm going to make this a U and then connect it and see if that has continuity. About that long, right? Okay. Let's tin this wire. Let's get some flux on there. Oh. Ooh, that wire got hot. Won't be doing that anymore. See, I always learn everything the hard way, see? See what I mean? Everything. Oh, this one has a short end. There we go.
I'm done.
Okay. And then now more flux on top of that. More flux. Well, that didn't work. It's because I'm playing with stuff that's too small, that's why. Well, let me just see if I can do it. Let's just do an experiment. I'm just going to see what happens. I'm not even melting it. Oh yeah, I'm having a problem. You know what? I think my lipo's out. There we go. There we go. It's not pretty, but... Is my lipo out? Yeah. Let's see if I can get this last one on, and then we'll check continuity, and then we'll call it a day. And then I will practice more before I actually do it IRL. That's messy. Come on. See, oh. Yeah, see, I keep losing temperature. Yeah, I'm totally out. I can't do it. Okay. Well, let me know. What do you guys think of that? As far as soldering a real ESC. Well, guys, thanks for all the help. I appreciate it.